So let's look at an audience prompt example. I wasn't going to cover this today, but it's so important that I want to make sure you know how to do this if you don't already have a good audience example or audience description, and also the style and tone. So if you don't have this, you can use a very simple prompt or a more detailed one to get that description that you need for ChatGPT. So in this case, I said, create 3 target audience profiles for independent life coaches in Denver, including gender, age range, specialty, key challenges, and goals. So you could do that all in one sentence. And you have to know what business you're in, of course, but you can at least get a starting point this way. Or you can give it even more detail and say, I'm a local marketing consultant for independent life coaches in the Denver, Colorado area. Create 3 possible target audience profiles that include the following and give it very specific what you want, including the format at the end. Format it in a table with the first column as the category, the second with the corresponding description. So let's go look at what that did over in my demo. So here I kept it going as a chat. So I got those first social media posts and I said, those are great. Okay, I gave that for the social media posts. Now I want to start customizing my course to a specific target audience. So I'm continuing the chat so it knows where it is. First, let's clearly define the audience. And then there's the short prompt, create 3 target audience profiles for independent life coaches. Yeah. And it goes through and it created 3 based on the things I just told it. One was aspiring life coach. So it gave each one a name, which is really helpful too, that I didn't actually think of, and gave some basics. But then I said, okay, let's try and do that more detailed prompt. So I said, that's a good start, but I'd like to add a bit more. Follow these directions. And now I've pasted in that other one that I showed you. I'm a local marketing consultant, etc. And I wanted it format in that table. So here's what it put out. It has the table, it has the categories, it has different names for each one of those profiles. So that's interesting. I said it's not going to do the same each time. And it'll have differences in challenges and goals as well. So now how do I use that for ChatGPT, for my chat? Do a follow up. I said, let's focus on profile 1 and call her the aspiring coach. So if I go back again to here, you can see a follow up idea is to tell it which one, give it a name, and then ask it to format it so that you can include it in your custom instructions for the future. So you could use ChatGPT that way to ask it what exactly it needs or how to format something. And so here I've asked it that. I actually picked profile 1. I picked the name from the previous. That's why it's nice to ask things more than once also, because you'll get different ideas each time. So I liked the title, Aspiring Life Coach, but I liked the details in the second one. So I said, use that and format those details in a way that I can include in my custom instructions. Now, you will probably not want to use this as is, in which case you would say, okay, let's take profile 1, call it the aspiring life coach, but use these details and tell it exactly what you want, what that profile is, the target audience, and then ask it to format it. So here it's gone and put it into a format that I could just copy and paste into my custom instruction. And you can see what that looks like here. So here I actually have some background about me. They'll give you some thought starters too. And then I have my audience, but you could just paste in some of the details about your audience. And then I'll show you how to do that style tone preference as well. So we got the follow up. Now we want to get that style tone prompt example. So if you don't already know this, which you may not, if you haven't done this exercise before, you can use some of your existing content and get ChatGPT to create a style guide that you can then put into those custom instructions and have it referred to every time it's, say, revising content for you. You just want a paragraph rewritten, you want to create something new, you can have it done in that style. So I did that right here. So I went in and I said, create a personal style guide that I can use for future custom instructions in ChatGPT based on the following blog posts. So I took a very long blog post. It's actually a pillar post or pillar page. It has a ton of content that I've written. If you don't have a lot of long things, you can give it more links. But because ChatGPT, or at least ChatGPT 4, the free one may get this in the future, because it can search via Bing online, it can look at links. So you, rather than having to upload, paste in a whole bunch of content that other people may be able to look at, you can just give it a link to one of your blog posts or some other content, and it will look at it. And I said, include voice, style, tone, humor, sentence structure, perspective, and any other details you would need for a written style guide. So it went ahead and it analyzed that page using Bing, and it created this great personal style guide that I never would have been able to do on my own. How does it translate the way I write? And it said, voice style, expert yet approachable, demonstrate expertise with a conversational, approachable tone, instructive and supportive, tone, professional and confident, empathetic and understanding. And it described each one. Humor, which I don't use a lot of, subtle and engaging, light humor that's relevant and adds value without overshadowing the educational aspect. And this is great. This is the way I write. So this was terrific. First person, because I said perspective. I don't like having things that say we, it's I, it's you, particularly you. Content focus and additional elements. So this was really, it's a little long to put in the custom instructions. So I am going to edit it, shorten it up to put in, but it's actually better than what I currently have in my custom instructions. So in here, you'll see style, tone, preference. I have some of that, but I need to add some of the more detail that I just got from ChatGPT. There is a limit here. It says 1294 out of 1,500 characters, so I don't have a lot of characters left in my custom instructions. I'm going to have to make that more concise.